12 dreams for the Red Queen under crown of stone. 8 voracious beasts born from 8 restless nights. 4 nails piercing the flesh of the sinner. 1 prayer for the summoned, called by this song. 'Tis perhaps the countdown to oblivion for the once proud city of London. 'Tis perchance her inhabitants' last dance alone to face death and pestilence. Confronted by the eerie and unknown, mortals became desperate for answers. A flock's flight makes for an omen, the falling of a star a dire presage. Turning to priests for interpretation when there was no reason to be found. When religion failed, men turned to science. I saw them build such vain cities, crafting machines made for endless war. New questions flourished as old answers withered. What is darkness but lurking sun? What is wall but enslaved stone? What is glass but tortured sand? What is song but a call to arms? What is hate but jilted love? What is life but death pending?
Death. Since the apple was plucked from the sacred tree, mortality was believed to be God's punishment, a righteous snare to keep mankind from ascending to the stars. They were all so wrong. Death is not a wicked thing, nor some holy retribution. A true punishment would be to never know its sweet kiss. Awaken from the harshness and be born once more.
Mary! Oh, no! Mary! Hold on! Please, hold on! Oh, God. Oh, no. Mary. Mary. No. No. It's horrible. It's a nightmare. No! Please, a moment, let me explain! These patrols are after me. No! No! Don't shoot! This is a nightmare. I need to get out of here. This can't be happening. No! Please! Stop! I mean you no harm. What's going on? Oh, Mary. What have I done? What's all this about?
Has it fled? Shit, where'd it go?
Now, I can defend myself.
Kill that thing! Over there!
Who are you? Stay back!
Don't let it out of your sight!
Sorry, but you left me no choice. Who are you? Stupid beast!
Doesn't like fire!
Sorry.
It's on to
No,
us!
please, stop!
Let's see how it likes a bit of fire!
Who are you?
There's one of them vermin!
What do you want? I mean you no harm. I need help.
Die, you fucking leech!
Please, listen to me. I can't make any sense of this.
Shut up, beast!
Who are you? What is this all about? What in God's name?
I'll do the rest of the job.
Just leave me. The sun. It feels like it's burning me to the bone. I need to find somewhere to hide. Let me go! I need to find shelter! It's locked, all right. Is anybody there? What is this place? The place seems abandoned. I should be safe enough here.
Brother, what have you done?
Mary! Mary! Mary, I'm sorry. Whoever did this to us, I will find them.
This one's dressed up fancy. Let's run through his pockets.
Picking the dead's pockets? Are you serious?
I've still a rent to pay. He's got no more responsibilities. What's this? Gold watch.
Beautiful it is. We fancy it and share the takings. I suppose we are undertakers. Now, give him an Eve.
That's impossible.
Dreams for the Red Queen that sleeps under crown of stone, that she might linger longer, her eyes as white as wool.
Who goes there?
A prayer summoned by warrior song. A child born from darkness must take scent of his path.
Who's there? Are you referring to me? No! No! I still have so much to accomplish. I still have so much left that needs doing.
Johnny, this one's lost. We need to leave. And now!
No! There's time. I can save him.
That's the enemy coming! The orders are to evacuate the hospital!
Done. He'll live.
And now what?
We fight. Killing is a hell of a lot easier than healing. No, it never got easy. This makes no sense. None of it. No sense at all. It's a nightmare. That's it. So be it. Rational thinking only. This is absolute madness. I've lost touch with the real.
Madness it is. As mad as the moon. Contains blinding sunlight into a glowing reflection.
voice in my head. If I'm not mad, then it must belong to the one who made me what I am. I must find him to understand what I have become. These people want me dead. I need to leave now.
Here's the leech. Here!
My head's spinning.
Oi! Come out, you coward! Clever fucking beasts!
I'm still in Southwark. I must reach the West End. Go back home.
Die, vermin!
The strength I never knew I had.
Weapons ready! We found one! It's mine! I'll take it!
This shouldn't be possible. Every sinew, every fiber of my being is afire.
I'll send you to hell! I'll send you back in a fucking grave! Bloody monster!
My strength. My reflexes. I'm not human anymore. My poor sister. If only I had controlled my need for blood. Mary, someone will pay for what happened to you. For what happened to us. I can't believe I'm doing this. This is despicable. It's locked, all right. The dizziness from the jump. I can now control it. It's locked. I have this thirst for blood. What will London have to say to me? I cannot enter. I've so many questions unanswered. Streets of London become a mausoleum. The man has been drained of all blood, but I can still smell the scent of it. I follow the scent's trail. Perhaps it will lead me to my assailant. Fresh blood. The smell is so strong. Something dire must have come about. It's locked, all right. Where has everyone gone? According to the blood patterns, that's where the victim was attacked. So that must be the killer's trail. At last, a little life.
To the turquoise turtle.
Whoever he may be, the killer recently entered this bar.
Damn it.
Maybe some of the locals saw him.
Hello, sir. Are you all right? Is there any way I can help you?
I don't know. Maybe you could just talk to me.
Maybe you prefer to speak with Tom, then. He's more agreeable talking to strangers.
What's going on around here? Where is everyone?
Too many dead, sir. First the epidemic, and now all these terrible murders.
The murders. What can you say about them?
Bodies found in the streets every morning. Drained of blood. It's just horrible. Some say the sewer dog is back.
The sewer dog? What's that?
No one knows. People have always disappeared around these parts. The ancients say it's the sewer dog coming out to feed. But now he's killing in the streets.
What have you heard about the epidemic?
There's a Spanish flu. Yeah, killed so many last summer. Thought we'd seen the last of it. Dozens dying every week.
Are the authorities doing anything?
Nothing. There are so many quarantine zones in London now. It's gotten really hard to travel across town.
What is this place?
This is Tom's bar, the Turquoise Turtle. I'm the barmaid here, Sabrina, if you want to know.
Are you always open this late at night?
No, it's only since the epidemic started. Tom thought that people may need a safe place to stay.
You don't seem to have much business. Where is everybody?
Well, most people are sleeping right now. And those that are awake tend to avoid going out. What with the murders and all.
I just want to talk. I didn't mean to scare you.
I'm not afraid, sir. It's just I've other customers to take care of.
I only see one customer.
Oh. Well, yeah, of course. I mean, I best check on them.
I'll leave then. Thank you.
I should just run as far
Good
away.
evening, sir. I wondered if I could ask for your help.
Wow, you look like you need a drink.
Yes. I apologize for my outfit. It's been a long night.
Been there, seen that. Don't worry, things can only get worse.
Has anybody entered the bar recently?
Can't say. Sorry. I spent the night making love to that gorgeous bottle, see?
This is important, sir. Are you sure no one has come in here in the last few hours?
I don't know and I don't care. This is a free country. People still have the right to come and go, don't they?
What's going on around here? It's like everybody is hiding.
You must be new here. Have you not heard about the murders? Everybody fears the return of the sewer dog.
Who is this sewer dog?
It's the local bogeyman. Convenient answer for every...
Who is the...
It's the local...
You make it sound...
People will always believe in monsters.
You make it.
People will always believe in monsters. It's easier than accepting their own darkness. We can all be monsters.
I'll leave you to your bottle.
My God, sir, you look like Jonah's whale just spat you out of hell. Can I get you a drink?
No, thank you. I'm not thirsty.
Well, grab a chair and get some rest. This is going to be another long night.
Why is it going to be a long night?
You must be new around here. Don't you know about the murders?
Tell me more about these murders.
Every morning for the last few weeks, bodies have been found. And those poor sods didn't die of flu.
Do the police have any leads on a suspect?
Even before the outbreak, coppers never came round here. We're on our own. People die in these parts all the time, and no one cares.
Where am I? Where is this place?
You're at my bar, sir, the Turquoise Turtle. The last ray of light in this dangerous part of town.
Aren't you scared?
Scared of what? All the bad shit happens out on the foggy streets. And I never go outside.
So you're open all night?
Yep. Figured people might need a place.
I'm looking for someone who might have passed through here recently. Wondered if you might help.
It's been quiet tonight. The only other person I've seen went straight up to his room. Thought it was kind of rude, actually.
You mean he's still here?
Well, yeah. He paid for the entire week.
How long has he been here?
He rented the room a few days ago and didn't say when he'd leave.
Who is this man? What does he look like?
Well, like a gentleman, I guess. Well-dressed, quite polite. A professor or something fancy like that.
I need to meet this...
Just climb the stairs and knock on the first door. I heard him open...
Yes?
No. You again.
You...
Well,
I need to meet...
just climb the stairs and knock on the first door. I heard him open his window, so I guess he's still awake. And,
Yes?
no funny business. You hear me? This is a respectable establishment.
Not long ago, this sort of
This is no place for you. Priwen has several patrols roaming the area.
They do not pursue me.
But they're looking for vampires, and they're most efficient.
They'll not relent until the killer has been identified.
I have a common objective, but I require...
I think someone is eavesdropping.
Are you certain? You might as well come in, whoever you are.
Slowly, vampire! Who are you?
I mean you no harm, saith the vampire. Present yourself!
I need a word. Anyone?
Well, that's something I can do for you. And... Who might you be?
I'm not sure that I know anymore.
Might I at least learn the reason of your presence?
That's none of your concern.
Sir, you have entered my room in the middle of the night, pale as a corpse and shaking like a tree. So please, indulge me.
Someone is molesting people. In fact, killing them. Biting them.
The calling card of a vampire. Like you.
I've been hunted down in the streets and attacked. I'm a victim here, too.
I believe you.
Then if you are not a vampire, who or what are you?
Dr. Edgar Swansea of the Brotherhood of St. Paul. I'm performing an independent investigation here in an attempt to understand precisely what is going on.
What have you uncovered concerning the murders?
It started a few nights ago. Rumors of violent murders. The docs have always been, shall we say, somewhat unsavory. But this is different.
How different?
A vampire is at work here. Famished. Reckless. It must be brought to ground, and quickly.
I heard another voice, that of a woman. Who were you talking to?
Ridiculous. I've no idea what you're talking about.
Something tells me...
Then the feeling is mutual.
And what exactly is this Brotherhood?
Sir, if the name is not familiar to you, then we shall discuss it another time.
Then help me find the culprit.
I may. If you'll first tell me why you opened this door.
I followed a trail. The scent of blood from a recent victim. It led me here.
You thought I was your aggressor? That explains a great deal. We're both chasing the same shadow.
A shadow, indeed. Yet I heard his voice in my head. There was a moment I believed I was mad.
You should let me handle this affair. You've no idea what you're up against.
No. I will find the monster. He is mine.
How will you do any better than I? But then let me ask you this. What are your intentions if you find the killer?
I will at last have the answers to my questions.
Then I can only wish you good hunting. And pray we shall meet again.
If Swansea is not my attacker, it means somebody else came here tonight. Someone must know something.
Evening, sir. Can I help you?
I have a few questions. I spoke to Dr. Swansea. He's not...
The truth?
I suspect that someone else was here tonight. And
I'm just the barmaid here, okay? If Tom says you're the only visitor we had, then you're the only visitor we had.
I can feel your fear, madam. Please, tell me what's going on.
It's Will. William Bishop. He came in here earlier tonight and he... Well, I thought he was going to clock someone.
What happened tonight?
He was dead drunk, as usual. My God, his eyes. His face. He must have caught something awful. He shouted and cried. It was terrible.
Why are you so afraid?
I mean, his skin. His hands. I scrubbed every glass and every chair that he touched. God, I hope it's not contagious.
Tell me about this William Bishop.
Will was a sailor who worked at the canning factory before he lost that job. A nice bloke, really. He's never been violent. Until tonight.
Why keep it a secret? Why not tell me about it?
Tom's nothing if not loyal. After Will lost his job, he offered him one ear. They used to be good mates. But recently, well, Will started to get very aggressive.
I see. Thank you for your candor. I'll be sure to talk to Tom. Hello, sir.
And you're still ugly as...
I'll leave you to your...
Welcome back.
I can't say I have. Are you
Hey, I told you, you were the only other...
Tom, talk to me about the visit from your old friend, William.
Yes, Will came by tonight, but he's not my friend anymore.
Why lie to me if he is not your friend?
I didn't lie. I said you were my only unannounced cut.
Who is he?
William. Just an old sailor who loves his gin.
Is he dangerous?
Yeah. Like many drunks, he's all bark and no bite. He can barely stand up most of the time.
How was he tonight? Was he different?
Sicker than usual, perhaps.
I need to find him. It's a matter of urgency. Do you know where he is?
You could try his boat. It's up by the North Pier.
Please describe him.
What do you expect? He's a tall, sick bastard with a bad rash and torn old clothes. William used to be strong. Now he's a mess.
Thank you, Tom.
If you see him, tell him I don't want him back here unless he cleans up his act, okay?
There's gotta be something can be done to get out of this bullshit mess. No?
I hope I live long enough to see the boys get what's coming to them. I think I'm losing my mind. I should just run as far away from this place as I can. Been to India.
There's gotta be something can be done to get out of this bullshit mess.
I will get to the bottom of this intrigue. What's been done to me? To this city? The body is still warm. This man has just been drained of blood. This man was armed. He tried to defend himself. What's this? Some sort of note. These men, they're a company of professional vampires. This corpse has been dried of its blood. Blood and empty gin bottles. This Bishop fellow is something of a heavy drinker. There are blood splats on the other side of the canal. I must reach that barge. ammunition crate. Good. I may need a lot of bullets. I feel like I'm back on the front line again.
No time I can remember. But I've only been part of the guard 3 weeks to the day.
All the more reason to shut it, Mr. Billy. If the man says a bloodsucker's dug in here, you've but one job, and that's to find it.
There's safer places to be than here.
It's locked.
This one's mine!
Fuck, it's fast! Filthy piece of shit!
That's this nest of them cleaned out.
We won't see any of these bastards back here again.
Don't over there!
We won't see any of these bastards back here again.
Stay close, keep an eye on each other.
Leech spotted! Watch out, boys! Bloody leech! No! Over there! Weapons ready! We found one! He's dead! Oh, Christ!
fresh blood. The whole building reeks of it. The scent is so strong it makes me dizzy.
As one, we shall overcome. We've done it before. Drink outside. Did not quench my thirst. I must have more.
Not again. William, please stop.
This place reeks of bloodshed.
William, my arm.
This creature is
Can't feel
bedeviled.
it.
I must put it down.
William, please. Stop. Let me go. It's not too late. William was an honorable man. I could have saved him.
Mr. Hampton, are you in there?
I knew him well, another lost soul, a kindred spirit.
Sir, listen to the sound of my voice. I'm a doctor. You're suffering from shock.
I must return to my flock. They'll stray without me.
Remember, certain skulls are every bit as resistant as we are.
Who are you? What do you mean by Skal?
You truly are a newborn. I should have realized.
Wait. You are the woman from the bar. Are you like me? Can you help me?
I believe, sir, I already have.
By George and the Saints, you've solved the mystery of these terrible murders. Patience, good fellows, I've come to offer help. Just give me a moment to secure my boat. We can leave this awful place.
William was not the evil man they claimed. He was just taken by the thirst. He needed his drink.
This man requires medical attention. We'll see he gets to the nearest hospital.
No, please, I must tend to my fold. My flock needs me.
There, sir. Go with the good Dr. Swansea. He's resourceful, and I'm sure he'll take good care of you.
You'd best come as well. The sun is soon to rise, and you'll need a place to rest.
I just need a moment. If I can learn something about what has happened to William, I'll be a step closer to understanding what happened to me.
This poor creature can't be my maker. Could it be some subspecies of vampire? I must find a place to analyze the blood.
Where are we headed?
We're on our way to the Pembroke Hospital. It's just across the canal. They'll have a bed for poor Mr. Hampton.
William was... What manner of creature was he?
Predator, prey, villain, and victim. Who can say? The important thing is that he's been stopped.
Duly noted. And the woman? What... Who is she?
What woman?
Oh, don't play me for a fool. You used me to locate that Skal. You must know who she is.
And I thought you a gentleman. You shouldn't talk about a lady behind her back, but I will tell you she values her privacy. Were London as peaceful as she appears from the middle of the canal? If only that were the reality of the situation.
To be honest, I've always tried to avoid this part of town.
Pembroke Hospital is the last bastion between the rest of London and the epidemic. The flu has decimated the East End and the war still rages. Welcome to the front lines of a plague.
This is where you work, Dr. Swansea?
I am the administrator of Pembroke Hospital.
I thought you were here in service of your mysterious order, the Brotherhood of...
Of St. Paul's Stole, yes. But first and foremost, I'm a man of science. A physician, like yourself, Dr. Reed.
How do you know who I am?
No need for modesty. You are Dr. Jonathan Reed, a surgeon of some caliber and renown, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct, sir.
I knew it! I had my suspicions. But when you took the blood sample from the corpse of poor William, I was certain. Dr. Reed. Marvelous.
Have we met?
I attended 3 of your seminars before the war. I have the utmost admiration for your research. And what a turn of fate. England's most esteemed blood specialist returns to London a vampire.
That word, again, from a so-called man of science.
I understand. Traditionally, the role of science is to refute myth, but when myth walks among us, the Brotherhood of St. Paul has dedicated its purpose to their study. There's so much for you to learn.
And for that, you are right.
Well, then let me be blunt. Join my staff at Pembroke Hospital. As a physician. I suspect you'll not find a better post of employment to contemplate your predicament.
This is sudden. I was returning home to see my sickly mother. But alas, that was before contracting this... affliction.
Dr. Reed, take a moment to consider. The post would be for the night shift, providing a good explanation for your absence during daylight hours. You'll be adequately reimbursed, and have a place to hide. I even had the forethought to bring some clean clothes. So, what do you say?
It seems I have little choice, but yours is a generous offer, so I thank you.
Brilliant! Oh, Jonathan, this is one for the book, and the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Swansea, thank goodness. I was beginning to be concerned.
Worry no more, Nurse Crane, for I bring good news.
Oh, Doctor, what a night. We lost 2 more patients. Nurse Scow said she couldn't take it anymore and resigned.
Yes, well, I'll make a new rota in the morning. In the meantime, find a good bed for Mr. Hampton. Be sure to pay attention to his needs.
Of course, Doctor.
Oh, and Dorothy?
Yes, Doctor?
Dr. Reed here has just returned from the front. He served King and Country and will be joining us here at Pembroke. We're very lucky to have gained a surgeon of his talent, and one so experienced in blood transfusions.
That is good news indeed, Doctor.
Oh, yes. Here at Pembroke, it's not what we have, but what we haven't. It's only thanks to Nurse Crane and the staff that our ship doesn't sink. If you have any questions, just ask her.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Your assistance is required, Dr. Swansea, immediately.
Welcome aboard, Jonathan. We'll catch up after my rounds. Coming, Nurse Crane. I'm coming.
Come on, you bastard! You can do better than that! Nah! It's my turn!
Rotten or crusty, each heart contains the seed of life. Drink at this river, try it all.
Oh, come on, you bastard! I won't bite.
Sir, please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse!
Insulting a good Samaritan. Not exactly the way to get rescued.
All right, sorry. I am in pain here. My guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
Bring this fading light into the shadows. Dance with him the dance of life and death.
No more. Not tonight. Not like this. I will not take another life.
Did I black out?
It is wise for the huntsman to sometimes let his prey go, but no famished hunter can run for long.
It's locked, all right.
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I found a wounded man by the docks. He answers to the name of Clay Cox. He requires urgent medical attention.
Already making the rounds? That's the Pembroke spirit. I'll ask our porter, Milton, to bring him back immediately.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thank you. Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reed. Your office has been prepared.
I would like to ask a few questions first. And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in, how does he fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. Poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
It's right to assume Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me. The administrator has better things to do than mix with us.
Apologies, I've only just met him the once. This is Sutton. I've only just returned to England.
Dr. Swansea is a brilliant surgeon and the most compassionate physician.
If you could point me in the direction of my room again, nurse.
Second floor of the hospital, left after the stairs.
Thank you, nurse. Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war, and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
How is the situation around here?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful. We lack everything, and it's getting worse every day.
So what do you do exactly in this hospital? Apart from smuggling guns, I mean.
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long, I guess. I bring sick people here night and day. It's a dirty job. but I get it done. Most of the time.
Since you're on the front line, how is the sanitary situation in this vicinity?
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous to enter some streets or buildings. Even the locals attack you.
Do you need any medical help, Milton?
I'm fine, Doc. Physically, at least. But I would give everything to be in a better place right now.
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know. And by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them another way to protect their health.
So what do you do exactly in this hospital?
I've been an ambulance driver since...
It sounds like...
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient.
You left an infected patient outside the hospital?
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful.
I'd like to see...
Wise choice.
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research. Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed.
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the wind.
I beg your...
What are you begging for, mortal? My Clement...
You keep calling me mortal.
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of pustulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
I see. Have you ever heard...
Never? Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality.
I'm assuming you must be a patient.
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemy.
Who are these enemies you mentioned?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching.
The staff here are not your enemy.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
It was such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
Do you require my services,
I have no need for your...
I'll leave you.
What your last thoughts would be, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Unless you're here to fix my face. No.
I'm Dr. Reed. I've recently...
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still...
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
How close are you to Miss Hallcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless, I can assure you. Her head's broken inside is all. While I'm busted on the outside. But she's still beautiful. Living proof that there's hope for me.
So do you let her bite you? You know that's not sanitary.
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of me blood. And the pain, it's real for once.
She could decide to bite less willing patients.
Then it's another good reason for me to stay here, Doctor.
You do realize she's mentally disturbed. It's called the Cotard syndrome. She truly believes she's a vampire.
In her madness, she never refers to my scars. And frankly, if I could, I'd join her world. It seems much more fun than the real one.
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
Goodbye for now, Mr.
Damn. The pain.
Time has...
Here again.
Good evening, Miss.
I need blood.
Tell me, Thelma, why do you feel so attached to Mr. Elwood? Why him?
I'm not sure, Doctor. I think we have a bond of some sort. We've both suffered so much. He's the only mortal I find interesting.
Do you plan to make him a vampire too?
Of course not. How could I inflict my curse on anybody else? I'm not that cruel, Doctor.
Would you say you and Mr. Elwood are romantically involved?
No. No, Thomas is a delicate soul. Even though he disguises it. But I am not the woman he needs. No, for I am a vampire, Doctor.
I'll leave you. Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we...
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
How would you describe the situation at the Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients. We are running out of everything.
You must get a hold...
Sorry. I'm exhausted.
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last.
I wish I could believe you.
How long?
Or long enough to see that the epidemic is winning.
You'd be surprised what dedication can...
Sorry.
How is...
Not well. Milton, the ambulance...
Why is Milton?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation, whether he deserved it or not.
Why does Milton...
I don't know.
Goodbye, nurse. Good evening.
Good evening, Doc.
Goodbye, Milton. Good evening, Milton. Why do you have such a mediocre reputation among your colleagues, Milton?
Fuck them. Nobody knows the horrors I've seen since working here. This city was sick long before the epidemic, Dr. Reed.
I know it's a difficult task, but correct me if I'm wrong. Is this not the job you are paid to do?
I've seen babies left to die while their brothers were properly fed. Underage girls and boys sold to all manner of perverts.
I'm sorry, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, exactly. We lack words. So excuse me if I don't look on the bright side of life.
Goodbye, Milton.
Prove what we are capable of. It is now or never.
Good evening, Mr. Hampton.
Dr. Reed, is it? Oh.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory.
You remained perfectly nice and...
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Hawcroft.
You dared to enter this awful place.
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reed.
Do you know Tom Watts?
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare. No drugs, no advice, nothing. It's a damn shame.
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak it.
What is the general...
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the Dockers Trade Union. The Wet Boot Boys are very nervous since they lost their leader.
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the show, with the assistance of her minion, Booth Digby.
Has the gang been threatening?
Ah, no. I've had this nickname for so long, you know.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton? I can't help but notice the cross around your neck.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks. And I try to guide the lost and help.
Are you a priest?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of...
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop?
That's a very strange question, Doctor.
How do you feel?
I feel exhausted.
You're in good hands here.
Thank you, sir. I believe all I...
Have you made friends?
Not really. But I recognize Miss Harriet Jones.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke. Receiving visits when sick can be an important part of the healing process.
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor.
Goodbye, Mr.
Say her again.
Good evening, miss.
I need blood, Doc.
I'll leave.
I have wasted too much.
Good evening, Nurse.
Good evening.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins. Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to...
Reed? Yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard.
Does my arrival inconvenience?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr.
If you have...
Dr. Swansea...
I know we've never met before.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed.
There is no need for such animosity between us.
That is one point we could agree on. And that is precisely why I want to be sure that you will be of help to this...
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than...
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his...
Carelessness?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here...
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundary.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already...
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reed, but your motive. Is it money? Fame? All right.
And what exactly is that?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
This is ridiculous. My blood transfusion technique saved many lives, and you know it.
You see? That is exactly what I hate about people like you. You avoid this kind of accusation instead of facing reality.
It seems you have...
I refuse to see this industry...
We can at least agree on something. Thank you for your time.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, madam.
It's my son who needs...
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother...
What can you tell...
Not much to say. Yes.
I'm a... What do you...
I have had...
Is there something in particular that's
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke.
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
I share your concern, Mrs.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Mrs. Good evening. I'm Dr.
No, I don't want to talk. My throat...
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here.
Yes.
Could you at least tell...
Mortimer.
How painful...
So painful, I'd rather not...
I'm sure...
Not really.
I see. Then maybe it's...
Yes, maybe.
Why did your mother have you hospitalized?
My mother just wants the best for me.
Pembroke Hospital may...
It's not me you have to convince, Dr. Reed.
Is your mother bothering you? As your...
That's tempting, Doctor.
How...
So...
I'll let... Good... Tell me...
I don't want...
How...
So...
I'm not...
Yes.
How...
So...
I...
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
What can I do for you?
Thank you, Nurse Crane. Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea, I am Thoreau Strickland. Doctor...
Please, could you tell me something?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood.
What? It's...
This epidemic.
I'd rather not... As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed. But you won't.
You're not the first one to warn me. But
What do you think of...
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded. Dr. Swansea taught me that science is about exploring uncharted territory.
With the influenza and all that's going on, you should put your differences aside, don't you think?
I believe that if Dr. Ackroyd had been the one to discover the transfusion process, he would be the first.
So you believe it's just...
Dr. Ackroyd is as proud as he is blinded by his What can... Well, it is...
You see...
I'm convinced that this epidemic is...
Question true. Do you need help?
Well, yes, maybe.
Do you want me to play the error?
Oh, no, Dr. Reed. But...
I see. Well, Tell me more about your...
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want?
Fair question. I want...
This personal involvement could also appear...
I agree. But that does not excuse...
Do you think keeping his distance...
All I know...
Tell me...
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed...
But why would he hide such crucial...
Because he is a proud father. Ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
Goodbye.
I'm quite busy.
Tell me, Waverley, what do you think of...
Strickland is playing with his patients' lives for pride and glory. Now that, sir, is unethical.
Are you thinking about something in particular?
Harvey Fiddick needs delicate surgery. I believe we should stick to the usual procedure, but my young colleague obviously disagrees.
And are you not afraid that your rivalry with Strickland may be blinding you?
Rivalry? I guess you could call it that. But I will never be childish enough to let my personal feelings affect my judgment.
Why do you wish to lead this surgery?
I strongly believe that Mr. Fiddick should not be butchered to test an unproven procedure.
I really hope you're right about this, Dr. Ackroyd.
I'm not the kind of man who runs away from his...
Thank you. Good evening, Mr.
Evening.
Good...
Ew, disgust on every street corner. The daily routine.
But in circumstances, I'm willing to give you the
You
benefit
always
of the
knew the
doubt.
words to calm the children, Helen. As for me, what a bloody...
Good evening, sir.
I don't know if a third opinion is needed.
I see.
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me...
Tell me about your injury, Harvey.
My wife died because of me. And now I may lose everything because I've been careless enough to hurt myself.
How could your job be...
I was working a double. She went out to bring me a hot meal and got caught in a German bomb raid.
You can't hold yourself responsible for your injury, Mr. Fiddick. Unless you tried to hurt yourself.
Of course I didn't hurt myself. But I can't work until my arm is fixed. My children need to eat.
Tell me more about the
1915. I was in the army. Building workshops for the Royal Flying Corps. Helen was happy I wasn't sent to the front.
What happened?
The Germans sent Zeppelins to bomb the construction site, but they missed their target. My wife was bringing my...
I'm sorry for your loss.
I would like to say that she didn't suffer.
How are your children?
They were smaller then. The only good thing about...
Tell me about...
I'm just a regular guy.
I was more curious about what you were doing.
I'm a carpenter.
Are you...
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, but you seem overwhelmed by...
I won't lie to you about it.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reed? I have the feeling you're very capable. And you're...
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies. Tell me about the doctors who are arguing about your case.
Strickland and Ackroyd. They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones.
Goodbye for now.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Helen. As for me...
Good evening.
And good evening to you.
Goodbye.
How long must I wait, damn it?
Blaming me will not further your agenda, sir.
How long's it going to take to fix me properly? A month?
A year. You have the right to disapprove of our methods, and you will kindly apologize when you're feeling better.
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening.
Goodbye. Good evening, sir.
So it is true. The famous Dr.
Do we know it?
Actually, yes. We met once before.
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He was also very confident about your future. And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation?
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
It's more than enough.
Don't be misled by appearances, Doctor.
What can you... Tell me...
Nurse Brannigan...
You really seem to admire her.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine practitioner.
Any opinion?
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's...
Ah, yes, the burden of command.
Don't get me...
Goodbye, Doc. Good evening.
Good evening.
Goodbye.
Another night of the glorious hunter.
Good evening, Nurse.
Good evening.
Goodbye. It's locked. It's locked. Good evening.
Good evening.
Pepper, are you sure you want to leave this hospital?
To become a nurse was a little girl's dream.
You should be proud of what you've achieved.
Maybe you're right. But at the moment, I feel like we're just a cemetery waiting room.
Goodbye.
This hospital seems to be falling apart.
What can I do for you?
But in circumstances,
Thank you.
I will not let you down, my boy. Come now, we can handle this.
Good evening, Doctor.
And good evening.
Goodbye, Doctor.
You always knew the words to calm.
Thelma Howcroft said she was being watched by vampire hunters. Where are they hiding? I should investigate. Good evening.
Always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir.
A colleague?
Not anymore, sir. I used to be Dr. Rakesh Chadana. Now, I'm just Mr. Chadana.
What do you mean, you used to be a doctor?
No, sir. It is just that I like to be precise. I run a little pawn shop while taking care of the dead. But I used to be a real doctor.
Are you a...
Why That's... How did...
Do you work...
Yes. Because... It was... I don't... When...
A pawnbroker?
Yes. Who? I'm... What with the...
Since you're not afraid of dying...
No.
Do you think you would enjoy...
I don't... Do you... As I... Quite... Yeah. So, no, you're a... No, Doc. Please show... Of course.
It's locked. Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody... I cannot enter. So, Mr. Hooks and Nurse Hawkins are an item. Those two have hidden their affections well. Good evening, Doctor.
Doctor.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett. Good evening, nurse. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Dr. Swansea has already...
Did he really? It's a good...
All members of staff have already read...
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised, but I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected...
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's...
How are...
Not good.
And...
Sorry. We have... Well...
Why should his...
I guess...
Is there any...
Well... I have never met someone as dead...
Why should his...
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing himself to...
Nurse Brannigan, if you do...
No.
Why does Dr. Tippett claim you're the main reason he keeps...
If it wasn't for him, I probably would have left...
Dr. Tippett does not think of you as just a nurse.
If you're suggesting he's not taking my gender into consideration when it comes to medical practice and knowledge...
Goodbye, nurse. Good evening, Milton.
Good evening,
Tell me why you're extorting money.
If a patient wants a bed, he'll have to pay me a little fee.
Where did you get the idea for...
Funny you should ask. The first time it was from a patient who bribed me.
Do you know that Nurse Hawkins is...
That's not a surprise.
Does it not bother you?
Sometimes I think she may be right.
Goodbye, Milton. Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doc.
I have some good...
What?
I retrieved your wallet.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what?
Not at all, Milton.
Good. Please, take this money anyway. To remind you to keep your...
What's going on between you?
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit.
During the war, I witnessed...
Maybe you're right. Oh.
You do
Come on, Dr. Reed. Do you know how many rules
Admit it. Nurse Hawkins is...
Of course she is. How else could I tell which bed is free?
Have you no...
Don't you see the city is crumbling down?
What? Tell me...
What?
Don't... Does...
Some...
Goodbye. Good evening.
Dr. Reed.
You're exhausting yourself, Corcoran.
No. We must keep on healing all those...
Nurse Brannigan...
She should not have told you that.
You don't have to blame her for her...
I'm not that kind of man.
Goodbye. Good evening.
Good evening.
Milton cheats patients out of their money.
Yes, I am.
Is this your definition of being useful?
No. It is my definition of get...
Why?
Why not? Most of the sick who pack...
How can you be affected by the misery around you?
I could ask you the same question, Dr. Reed. Are you more real when you lie to a dying patient? Or when...
Who's I...
What difference does it make?
Answer my...
It was my idea first. Even though...
What steps are you
I don't know yet. My sister believes that the real fight is in the
And what about Milton Hooks?
For Milton, any change means...
If you feel...
On the contrary...
Pepper.
Yes? Milton Hooks.
I have no intention of reporting you, Nurse Hawkins.
The rules say I won't be allowed to work as a nurse.
Is he worth?
Hey, I'm no perfect woman, and...
Goodbye. Good evening. Good evening, Doctor.
Dr. Reed.
Goodbye.
Not now.
It's locked, all right. This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin. The flower's dying. It needs water. The flower's dying. It needs water. William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching. The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time now. If I'm to stay here until my research is complete, I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. But what about my thirst for blood?